What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the King County housing data set. For those of you who don't know, that is the Seattle area. So, the first thing I looked at was the correlation between bathroom to bedroom ratio and sale price. Now, in reality, this may not be an extremely useful thing to know, but I was just curious because I've noticed a lot of mansions will have more bathrooms than bedrooms and luxury homes like that, whereas a lot of middle class family homes will have more bedrooms than bathrooms. So apparently, keep in mind, given this variable alone, the formula to predict house price is $488,537 for every 1-to-1 ratio. So like a 2-bed, 5-bed plus the intercept of $227K. So basically, it's assuming that say like a 2-bed, 2-bathroom house would cost 700 in the low 700,000s, whereas 2-bedroom, 4-bathroom house would be like 1.1 million. Very roughly speaking, not very accurate, and but just I was just curious about how these things are correlated. Housing condition and sale price. Yes, as you would expect, the lower quality homes are cheaper on average. We've got this big jump going from what's considered fair or badly worn to average, with the average poor house, quote unquote, or not poor, but fair or badly worn house being under $350,000, jumping up to about $550,000 for the average house. So if your house is a little bit dumpy, it's not terrible, but it's not quite there yet, it's not quite the average, you really could get your money's worth by investing in taking the steps necessary to get your house quality up to par. Now, of course, there could be other third-party variables that we're not looking at accounting to this, and also the difference between getting your house from good to very good is also increases a lot. However, I would expect that this type of stuff could be very costly, and may not be worth the extra investment. However, it's a little different with waterfront properties, homes that have are not necessarily on the water, but have a view of the water, I believe is what counts as a waterfront property in this case. And actually, as you'd expect, the cheapest waterfront properties are of bad quality, but actually they start decreasing once they start improving and getting really good. Now, maybe I think it could quite possibly because there may be an outlier of sorts. Possibly there's like some like really enormous dumpy mansion that's going for like millions and millions of dollars. That's just weird and just an outlier. And what this tells me is that it's possibly there's a potential investment opportunity with low quality homes in Seattle that have access to waterfront views. So yeah, so a dumpy beach house may be a good flip. Now, the oldest zip code in King County is consisting of the Laurelhurst neighborhood and where the University of Washington is. So it's kind of like a hip neighborhood outside of downtown. The average house price here is $863,000, which is this means that the zip code is 59% more expensive than the county as a whole, which makes sense because it typically costs more to live in an area like that, historic neighborhood near downtown. And the newest zip code is this one, 98053, and it is a suburb. It's approximately, I don't remember exactly, maybe about 20 miles east of Seattle. near the mountains, and the average house here is $677,000, which is 25% more expensive than King County as a whole. And average house, did I mention? I think I forgot to mention. Average house in this area was built in 1940. Average house here was built in 98. And as you can see, we've got your classic America here with the mountains in the background. Me personally, I just love mountain views, so I think I would rather honestly live in this neighborhood. I don't know. But we've got lot size and sale price. Lot size and sale price are not actually that strong, don't actually have a positive correlation, because these larger homes are out in the countryside, which I guess is apparently less desirable. My guess is, like, in a place in Seattle, like the way the climate is out there, it gets it stays nice and warm, not like warm, but like it doesn't get very cold in the winter in Seattle, but when you start going inland, it gets like really cold and snowy in the wintertime. That's kind of like how the weather, the climate is up there in that area. But yeah, as you can see, we've got some houses with over 20 acres here, and they're not costing that much money. They're like 1 or 2 million, and some of our most expensive homes don't even have a whole acre, and the average property is 1/3 of an acre. And getting extra land doesn't really cost that much. And the older homes cost more on average. As you can see, these are all by zip code. The older zip codes, where the houses are older on average, are much more expensive. Not much more, but are definitely more expensive than these right here. As you can see, almost all these newer homes are under $1 million, but we're having a hard time. I mean, we're finding some stuff, but there's a lot of stuff up to like 1.1, 1.3, $1.5 million. And we have a couple outliers that were built around 50 years ago. I guess these were probably some of the first McMansions to come up, possibly. Yeah, here's a little meme I got. So if you're trying to save money and move to Seattle, I would not advise a historic neighborhood near downtown. I would advise going for a suburb. Of course, you do have to think about the commute time if you're going to be commuting to work, of course. And also, as you move further east, it kind of what I was explaining about moving inland, the house prices get cheaper. And this, keep in mind, this is over the course of a 40-mile scale. And if I had extra time to work on this project, I would have built a recommendation system that helps people moving to Seattle find the best zip code. And yeah, I sort of know how I would go about that. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I would do with more time. So I believe that is going to be the video here. So yeah, I make a lot of like random videos. I don't have a consistent topic with my channel, but I like it that way, you know. It's cool.